Hey everyone, it's Andrea from Summit Valley Soap. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful rustic wine soap. A few months back I was on a quest to make wine soap. I tried 3 different times. First 2 tries were complete failures. The third time I ended up with a nice soap that smelled really great, but was cosmetically a dud, and I put the project on a back burner, put the soaps in my bargain bin in my Etsy shop, and forgot about them. About a week ago at a craft fair, I had a buyer grab some for herself, and when I came home, I grabbed my own bar, and I realized that it smells so good and works so great that it was worth another try. The reason the soap gives me such a hard time is it moves really quickly. It accelerates to trace so fast that I can't get it in the mold before it's too solid. Alcohol does make soap move quicker, and I also use a nutmeg essential oil, and spicy essential oils will do this as well. I did a little research, and a lot of soapers use some powdered sugar in their distilled water before adding lye, and this seems to help keep things from accelerating so quickly. So today I'm going to experiment and give it a shot and see if it works for me. I added 1 teaspoon per pound of oil, and I'm going to stir this up and let it dissolve completely before adding lye. This is our wine. I've boiled it to remove as much alcohol as possible. It's still warm, so I'm going to measure it out and set it aside and let it come to room temperature. I've put my gloves and my goggles on, and I'm measuring out the lye. Lye is a caustic substance, so you need to wear your safety gear and treat it with respect. Now that the sugar has dissolved in the water, I'm going to add the lye and stir it until it dissolves. This will get really hot, so I'm going to set it aside and let it come to room temperature. Temperatures in soaping also seem to help with acceleration, so I'm going to do everything today down in the mid-80s. This is yellow dock powder. It's a dried powdered root, and I'm going to use it to help color the soap. It's going to make it a nice deep brown color, and it'll give it a little exfoliation as well and give it some depth of color with some little bits. I'm measuring out the essential oils. It's a blend of lavender, grapefruit, Peru balsam, and nutmeg. This smells amazing. It smells like wine, but it doesn't smell like you're bathing in wine. It's just the perfect wine scent, which is why I'm going to put up with this nutmeg that is probably going to give me grief later. I'm adding sodium lactate. This is a natural salt. I add it to the lye water, and it helps the bars harden up quicker and lets me get that soap out of the mold easier. I'm melting our solid oils, starting with coconut oil and then adding shea butter. Once those are melted, I'm adding some avocado oil, rice bran oil, and olive oil. I'll mix these up, and again, temperature is really important, so I'm going to let those come down to around the mid-80s. I'm going to add the yellow dock powder, and you can see it's a nice rich color. I'm going to check the temperatures, and we're getting in that range. So I'll add the wine reduction, and our oils are ready to go. So I'm going to add my gloves and goggles. The lye has some lint in it. I don't know if it's the sugar or what, but I'm going to strain it just so I don't get any bits of things I don't want in there. I'm going to grab my mold, and I'm going to mix by hand because this is going to go really quickly. It's hard to tell when emulsification happens because this is so dark, but as soon as I feel the thickening at all, I go ahead and I add my essential oil blend. And I suspect that that nutmeg is the main culprit here, so I'm being very careful feeling for thickness, checking for trace. And for a second there, I think, wow, it's not going to happen. I grabbed my mini mixer because it is the tool I'm most comfortable with, and I think I've got the feel for trace with it better than anything. But as soon as I put it in there, I realized, oh my gosh, this is thick. So I go ahead and I pour, and I tell you guys, if I had waited 2 more seconds, I don't think I would have got this in the mold. So if the powdered sugar really did slow this down, I have to say that it honestly saved this soap, because if it would have gone any faster, there's no way this would have happened. I tapped it out just to make sure there's no bubbles and to get it into every corner of the mold, and there's no way this was going to flatten out. It's thick as molasses, so I'm texturing up the top and giving it a nice rustic swirl. Because of the wine, this will heat up, so I'm not going to cold process it, oven process it. I'm just going to leave it out. I'll spray it with some isopropyl alcohol and cover it up and let it do its thing. I'm back a day later, and it's looking really nice and rustic, and I can already tell it is really firm, and it comes out of the mold really easy. So thanks for that. You were tricky, but at least you unmolded nicely. It smells really good, and it's really rustic and pretty. So let's get it cut. And again, the jury's still out as far as the powdered sugar goes. If it did help, I would say that otherwise this recipe is literally impossible, and I will definitely use it next time because I'm too scared to do it without it. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't bevel some soap. I've had people ask me what I use the paintbrush for, or what I'm painting on, and actually what I'm doing is removing little bits of soap. These bars will be available in our Etsy shop, which is summitvalleysoap.etsy.com. They'll be available around October 14th. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my content, and also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I hope you enjoyed. This one was really fun. Have a great day.